Hey everyone, I'm Kay and I'm back over at Bamboo Oasis, my friend Daryl's place, and his harvests are rolling in, lots of cucumbers, and today he is making dill pickles and processing them. So stay tuned.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bamboo Oasis. We're making dill pickles today. We'll do some of the work in my kitchen and the bulk of it here in the pantry. And I've gone ahead and started heating up my water for where I'm going to actually have the jars of pickles. And I have another bit of water here where I'm heating up the lids. You don't want to boil them, but you want them hot. I kind of preheated that a little bit so it won't take us so long later. Okay, so I've got things sort of ready to go here. I've washed my cucumbers. I've already gone down and collected some grape leaves that are part of what you need to do. And I've got my organic vinegar. I've got my salt. I got my jars all clean. I got my rings for the lids ready to go. The lids are out there heating up. All I need to do now is go outside and collect my dill, and we're ready to make pickles.
How many have you already made?
13 quarts.
Wow! Can you eat all those pickles in a year?
Ha! Ha! Are you kidding?
Wait a minute, what is this, Daryl? Is that zucchini?
It's zucchini.
Holy cow, they're huge. Did you miss these or did you try to?
Yeah, well, I just went out and was like, oh, look what's here.
Wow.
Here's my dill. It's growing in a big pot. For those of you that are new, I have ground ivy as a massive weed problem here. And it makes it hard to grow dill because it grows so slow and stays small, and the ground ivy covers it up. So I'm growing it in a big pot, and I've realized that this is the way I should do it, but I need more pots. This is not enough for all the cucumbers I have. But anyway, we're out here, we're going to collect these flower tops. Now, I've already cut the big flower. They get bigger than this. These are like little half-size things, and I've already used up the big ones. And the recipe actually calls for 2 flower heads. I've only been using 1 because they were kind of big and because I don't have a lot. But I add, you can use all parts of the dill. You know, the leaves, I'll use some of them too, along with this flower top. You can use dill seed for this recipe also. But anyway, here I go. We have 7 jars, so I want about 14 here if I can get of these flower tops. Because I'm counting that as 1 flower top, 2 of them. Okay.
Oh, that smells wonderful.
You smell it already?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, I'm losing count already.
Smells like pickles.
5, 6, 7. See, I'm running out of flower heads.
Gosh, that smells so good.
8. Here's a good. Oh, there's a nice one. See, that's about how they should be.
Yeah.
Kind of a little bigger than all the rest, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or bigger than that even. Now these will all these little dots you see here, they will all turn into seeds if you let this keep growing. Mm-hmm. And you can use the seeds to make dill pickles too. So, all right, now that's all the flower heads I'm going to take. Maybe from the next batch I'll have a few left over. Mm-hmm. But now I'm going to go around the ones that I've cut the flower heads off of. I'm going to go ahead and take the leaves because you can use them too. And that'll add to what I have in the flower head collection. I don't think you can really have too much. It's not going to overpower anything. So, all right, that's a good chunk of dill there. I think I'll go with that. Take another flower head there. All right, let's go to make some pickles. All right, we're going to make the dill pickles, but before we do, I just want to show y'all something really interesting. Today, I dug potatoes, and I found a Mickey Mouse potato.
I didn't know it was like connected. I thought it was 3 little potatoes.
I know, yeah, that's Mickey Mouse.
Okay, that's cute.
And I also I'm going to be using a recipe here, which maybe Kay can put up, you know, in the description. But I want to give credit where credit is due. I found this recipe on a YouTube channel called Frugal Green Girl. Okay, and I love, this is awesome. I love this recipe. So anyway, go to Frugal Green Girl and just type in on her search window dill pickles and you can find it. All right, so we have grape leaves, we have dill flower heads, we have the cucumbers, the salt, and the vinegar. Now garlic is also in her recipe. I don't like garlic. I don't like how it smells. I don't like how it tastes. Don't tell me. I know it's good for me. I know I've tried to eat it, and you know I don't like garlic. So
you've been around long enough to know whether you like garlic or not, right?
But 1 or 2 garlic cloves sliced are part of the recipe for each jar. But I don't do that. So anyway, first thing I do is get a grape leaf down in the bottom of each jar. Step number 1. Now these jars have all been cleaned, they're ready to go, and all they need is a grape leaf in the bottom.
And what does that do?
The grape leaf is to keep the pickles more crisp. The grape leaves have tannins in them. Oak leaves have tannins and cherry leaves have tannins, but they might impart a little bit of a taste. The grape leaves don't give any taste off to the pickles or anything, but it does keep them crisper and more, you know, not soft.
Oh, so no taste at all. Okay.
Right. All right, now I'm going to divide up all these little flower heads evenly, I guess. I'll do one of these small ones in each one. Let's see what we got left after that. Get these all. I just want to make sure everybody gets a flower head before I start putting the leaves in. Okay, that was kind of a small one. Okay, here's some more flower heads. We'll go through them first. That was that nice big one. Who has the least? That's a good one right there. Put that in. Alright. And you know, this doesn't have to be a real exact, or you know, you don't have to weigh them or measure or anything. Just try to
get them in there.
Get them in there and be kind of even with each jar.
Okay.
And use them all up now. I'm going to use all that I got here. I want the dill. Let's see there. And give you that one. Oops. Okay. Now we're ready for the canning and pickling salt. 1 tablespoon per jar. And it's hard to get a nice, there's a nice level one. Okay.
How long have you been canning?
10 years, something like that. I didn't used to can in my gardens. That's the difference, you know. When I was working and had other things going on, I still grew a big garden, but I didn't have time for canning and preserving so much. So I just ate fresh, and frankly, wasted a lot of food during those years. But I was learning how to do it all, you know. Mm-hmm. Then when I retired, it's like I can do it all now, and I don't let anything go to waste now. Vinegar is next. We do a 1/2 cup per jar. Just, you can use apple cider vinegar. I use the white, just plain white vinegar, but either one's okay. When I go out and get my cucumbers every few days, I try to get them about this size. I would rather have that be what my pickles look like, but generally I go out and they're this big or this big, which, you know, we can still slice them into spears and use them, but it's nice to have at least one jar be exactly what I want. So I'm going to pack this jar full of the little ones, and you want to get them in there. I mean, you want to pack this thing full. You know, if you see a little empty space in the middle, I got a little one that'll fit in there, and there's a skinny one that'll fill that space. So, you know, you try to get the jar packed really full. And there's a skinny one that would go in there. I'm probably going to end up with just one jar, the size I like. And, you know, I try to make sure I get the jars as full as I can. Now you don't want, see that one's sticking up too much, because your liquid's going to be about a 1/4 inch from the top, and you want everything covered in liquid. So
a 1/4 inch?
A 1/4 inch from the top, yeah.
Okay.
You leave a little 1/4 inch air space or whatever.
Okay.
So I'm going to pack that in like that. I'll put that one in next. Now everything else is going to turn into spears, and if it'll fit in the jar, I'll just use the full length, and if not, I'll cut them in half or whatever I have to do to make them fit in there. But once again, I'm trying to really pack it full and not leave a bunch of empty space anywhere.
So you don't take anything off the top or the
Nah.
bottom? Nah.
Nah.
Oh gosh, I can't believe that fit in there. Oh, you're going to get another one in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Might be it. Yeah, that one's full. Oh, I found some dill. We'll get right on the top. If there's a little space left in the top, then just, take a short section. And you want to fill this thing up. So there, still enough. I got that packed down in there. And I'm going to lay that right in the top. Yeah. If it'll lay good. There. One more jar. Let's see. Oh, this is a little thick.
And what about the cucumber seeds? No problem?
No problem. Just eat them. Alright, let's see what we got here. I might need one more cucumber. I got some more in the fridge. Alright, I think we'll go ahead and call that. No, we won't. Got a little more room. Pack a little more in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Packing it full. Alright. The water that I have been heating up and warming the lids is now going to fill these jars. And I'm doing this over the sink in case I spill a little. And I'm going to try to bring that water right up to about a 1/4 inch from the top. That looks good. It's not boiling, but it's hot. It's close to getting ready to boil.
And those jars are hot.
Well, this will heat. See, this will heat the jars up on the inside and warm that glass. So when I put it in the canner, it won't be a shock to the glass. And like often happens, I'm probably not going to have quite enough water. Maybe I will. Maybe just barely. To fill all 7 jars. This pot usually gives me, yep, alright, just what I needed. Okay. Alright, the next thing you need to do is take a rag or a paper towel, something, and just wipe off the tops of these rims in case there's a little piece of cucumber or something that got on there. It would would prevent the seal from being good. Alright, so that's good. Now, I will take these lids one at a time and put them on the jars.
They're so pretty in the jars.
Yeah. They won't be quite as green after they're cooking in here and stuff. In fact, I could show you, I'll show you later the different, while they're still out in green, I'll show you. Here's some that I made a few days ago, and you can see the color difference.
Olive.
Yeah. So now, and I like to, when I put these lids on, I want to make sure that that thing I just put on there is centered within the ring. You don't want it all cockeyed. Alright, and I put it on, well, I put them on pretty tight at first just to get them on there, and then I'm going to come back and really tighten down on them. You want your lids on real tight. I'm just going to get them all up. That one's a little off center. You get a better seal if you make sure that that rubber part is contacting the glass. If you got it all pushed to one end, it might not work as good. Alright, now I didn't really tighten down that much on these. That's what I'm going to do now before.
I didn't realize you're supposed to do them that tight.
Yeah, these you got to put on real tight. Okay.
I thought it was just finger tight.
That's when you're canning other things like beans or something. It's not as important.
I see.
Right now I have the water's about halfway up in this canner. And you know, these are all full of water and pickles, so that's going to bring the water up as you put them in. And what you're going for is you want all the jars to have at least an inch of water on top of them. So if this doesn't make that happen, then I'll add some water. And I've got it on high. It's heating right now because we got to bring this to a rolling boil before we start our count. They're going to be in here for 12 minutes processing, but you don't count the 12 minutes until you have a good rolling boil going. That's when you start counting 12 minutes. So
you're almost there.
It's not quite an inch. I'm going to add a little bit, I guess.
Okay.
And there we're getting the rolling boil has just begun. So 12 minutes from now, I'll turn it off, take the jars out, and we're done. All right, we have left them in there for 12 minutes. I'm turning the heat off. And we want to get them out of there right away. They've been in there plenty long enough. So I like to tilt them a little, get the water off the lid before I set them down. And when you set them down, you know, give a little space between the jars so they can cool off without heating each other up.
Well, your supply just increased by 7 quarts.
Yeah, that'll last 2 more days now. There's the one I like, has all the little ones in.
Yeah.
I like them. All right, another batch of pickles. Oh, and let those jars just sit. I let them sit for 24 hours before I even touch them. And then I'll write the date, 2023, on the lid, and put them in the cupboard, keep them in the dark.
And you said, you made an interesting point.
Oh yeah, once you put them in the cupboard, they need to cure for a while. 4 months, really, is ideal. So I probably won't eat any of these till Thanksgiving.
Hey, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment if you enjoy videos like this, and I will leave a link to the other videos I've done in the first pinned comment. Find ways to support this channel in the description box below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications so you won't miss any uploads on this channel, and I look forward to seeing you soon. God bless. See you next time.